Hey guys, Battleblood here. This is going to be a little short vlog, or at least I'll try to keep it short, over a list of like frequently asked questions or topics, or just some issues that that we at TPC want to bring up. Um, so I'll just go over that quickly. First, a lot of people have been asking, where do we get our Rebirth cards from? Well, there are two ways that you can I get this. Actually, technically three, but I wouldn't recommend the first. Mainly the first way to get one, and it's again not recommended at all, is to buy it from the Inventory pack. But remember, it's not guaranteed, because it is like gambling. It's kind of like playing the slot machine and hoping that you hit, instead of 3 sevens, hoping that you get a Rebirth card. But it's pretty rare in that case. But there are some, the safest way to go about buying any Rebirth treasure cards, without making a trade with another player, is to actually go into the bazaar itself and look under the life column on the treasure card section, and maybe there will be some people who have sold their Rebirth cards, and that's one way you can get them. Now there is a pure way that TPC gets their Rebirth cards, and that's by crafting it. There's actually a crafting vendor or a recipe vendor, pardon me, in Celestia, and you can find them in the Crustacean Empire. If you follow along the right side, as soon as you enter the Crustacean Empire from the base camp, you would take a right and continue going through that tunnel, and then you should come upon that vendor right there, and he should hold all the recipes for the rank 7 spells. So that's that. It's an expensive recipe when you look at the Rebirth thing, so tons of kudos and to Cassandra Dragonheart and anyone who helped her with farming the reagents or getting the right cards, etc. So that's where we get the abundance and big supply of Rebirth cards. There's actually another way to get a Rebirth card in your deck, and this one you can actually reshuffle, which is kind of a benefit. The only thing is you can't use it for, you can't use power pips with it. You could use power pips, but you would have to throw away a possible 14 power pips just to do a Rebirth. Because there's actually the Rebirth amulet. But, excuse me, but I figured, if you're asking about the treasure cards, you really don't care about the amulet, especially when you need to use the life amulet anyways to get in, the fast Rebirths off. So that's that. Another topic, friends list. We get a lot of requests to be added or to add someone, or just anyone really. And the truth is, we don't necessarily have much room, and it's not because we just have a overcrowding or anything, but that we actually, we do have some alternates of friends, and these friends are actually pretty close to us. Whether it be TPC itself, where I have about 3 of Fallon's alts, I believe, or like 2 of Cassandra's, etc. So sometimes we like to play on other wizards and not just our PvP wizards. So, oops. And so, most of us, we do take up room with our lists with alternates and etc. And if they're not alternates of us, they're usually just really good and close friends of ours that are on our lists. So, when we're asked to remove someone, please take no offense if we say that we can't do that. It's really because we can't. How would you feel if you were the one that added and then removed for someone else? So again, it's there are tons of ways if you ever need to contact us. If that's what you want to add us for, through a lot of mediums. There's YouTube itself, there's my blog, there's Twitter, even Facebook. So, and most of the time we usually PvP on the weekends. We don't necessarily do too much during the week unless I mean, we just happen to have some some spare time, and it can get everyone together at the same time. But as for adults, we're pretty busy in our schedules, and usually the best time is just really over the weekend. So, if you want to check out one of the games or whatnot, um, definitely check the PvP queues over the weekend. Now, sometimes when you're checking for those queues, you would look for our names. Of course, that might not even be us. I mean, I've heard recently that there are some imposters of TPC, but not all of them are necessarily malicious. Um, I don't think every person that does don the same robes or the same names as us necessarily wants to do anything bad or misrepresent us or even call themselves us. I know for one fact, one person wanted us to, and I won't name names because I don't know if that'll ruin the prank itself, but it's supposedly a prank for someone else for a certain holiday. So, if you see anything about us out there, just don't worry about it. I mean, there's really not much you can do other than, I guess, confirm that that's not us if you happen to know us that well. But, when in doubt, just, I guess, leave it alone and don't even let them get the attention they want if that's what they want after. There are tons of reasons why people may want to impersonate, but, we should not really let it become a big deal at all. And whatnot. I am messing up on this game right now, just kind of vlogging and playing at the same time and looking at the notes that I have. But yeah, again, if you do see, happen to see any copycats or whatnot, again, don't make it a big deal. We ourselves can't do anything about it. You just gotta let things happen, I guess. One thing I really like to say and remind our group especially is that if there is anyone out there that's kind of giving us a bad rep or whatever, we'll just have to leave it up to our friends and to whoever believes in us or supports us to kind of judge us there, to right whether or not they understand that that's us or not. It'll be up to them. So on the same line of that, I know I've been hearing some stories out there of something that we ourselves, that each one of us on TPC does not condone or like at all, but we're hearing some stories that there have been some of our supporters out there, some of our quote-unquote fans. I hate calling, as a side note, I hate calling people fans, but sure, we can use the euphemism supporters, but I think just everyone has, different interests, and so I don't think they're necessarily haters and likers, but really just people with different perspectives or people with different interests, So, anyways, there are some people out there with such a high positive interest in TPC that, there's some stories out there that they're going around to the arena, and when they see something that they don't like, they're saying that you guys should be playing like TPC. For our sake and for the record, I just want to say we don't condone that at all. We don't want people doing that whatsoever. We don't want people playing like us. I mean, for one, we kind of know our own tricks. So if everyone starts playing in such a familiar way, it's really gonna get old soon, and it's like, well, we know exactly what's gonna happen next. So, why bother, right? I mean, the point of just going into PvP, especially ranked, is that you don't know what team you're going to end up with. I mean, most of the time you don't. And so, really, PvP is like a big test of how well your decks are set up. In team PvP especially, how well do your decks sync against, for other players. So, I mean, that's what we like about it. So at the same time, when you have 4 other players that you don't know anything about, you would hope that you would run into a style you don't recognize at all. I mean, I'll be honest, losing is better than winning. I mean, through many of our losses, um, well, I don't want to say through many of our losses, but through the losses that we have had, both on the old TPC and the new TPC, um, we've learned a lot from the losses that we've had. We've been able to review, okay, what went wrong here? Do we hesitate? Were we not prepared? Do we need to adjust the number of cards in our deck, perhaps, because we're not finding a certain card that's coming up right away? So, variety is very important, especially in a competitive scene, because if everyone starts playing the same as one another, I mean, there's really no diversity. There's no competition per se. It's really all about who then gets first turn and then who can execute that plan first or better, I guess. You know. So, hey, just leave everyone else alone. Let them play the way they want to play. Um, even if it means that they have to attempt to spam or chain, whatever it is, instead of taking the kind of like a destructive and negative route to kind of dealing with those problems and dealing with those people, why not take the other approach? For example, the latest video that I have uploaded, or the last video that I've uploaded prior to this one, is, oops, I'm on auto spin mode. That's what happens when I go AFK and I'm waiting for more energy. So, no, but I mean, losing my train of thought here. Sorry. But I didn't want to leave everyone. But as you saw in the countering the Tempest spammers, we didn't just put down and say, hey, Tempest spamming. I mean, initially we did. We felt frustrated, but we didn't expect people to just play differently. We didn't expect that King's Isle would create quick fixes and just adjust so the Tempest can't be spammed or whatever fix we wanted. The key here, the point here is, a certain way that someone plays should not affect how you play, or should not affect the way you enjoy a game. I mean, sure, losing to the Tempest spammer is very, very frustrating because maybe you won't even get a chance to hit at all, but it doesn't mean that you can do something different about it. Most of the time when we do and recognize when we do run into Tempest spammer teams, another strategy is just to put on different robes or different clothes that have a lot of storm resist. Therefore, if they're planning to use like an all storm team, it's going to be hard to kill you. And then if you have the pets to complement that, wow, there will be some big results. And I promise you, with TPC 2.0 especially, that you'll see a lot of examples of that. But we don't want to put down people for the way that they play, or try to win a game, but instead look for the more constructive way, look for an alternative, opposed to criticisms or bullying, and truth be told, I mean, I've only heard, I haven't seen it myself, but I've heard that there's been some bullying going on regarding the way that people play, and there's some people that have said, like, well, I mean, this is just based on what I heard, but I mean, it sounds believable, that some people are asking other teams to play like us. So again, we really don't want that. Another reason why you don't want to play like another team, that you recognize, or that's common, is because there are weaknesses, and once weaknesses are found and whatnot, that means that like an entire team has to change up their lineup or change their strategies, etc. And so with diversity, if you can understand one team's weakness and create your own team, your own style that will take care of that weakness and be able to handle any other team that you run into randomly, then you've got a really great thing going on. I mean, that's one good team out there, that's made as well. And then, last but not least, again, whatever the situation, always keep in a, some grain of respect, um, for all players. I mean, we're all in the same boat here. We come on Wizard101 to have fun, to just kind of relax and let our worries all go away and whatnot. Or just meet up with friends that we don't hang out with in person. Um, so again, you know, tone it down, guys. Don't go crazy or anything. Just enjoy Wizard101. It's a great game. Congratulations to KingsOwl, by the way, for getting the audience award at GDC. Yeah, yeah. Thanks to our community, um, and its players, of course. So, yeah, I just wanted to bring up those points. And, if anyone has any other questions or comments or whatever, please write it down below. Send me an inbox message if you want to keep it private, etc. And, and we'll deal with that. Maybe we'll do another vlog where I kind of handle that or answer some of the questions on there. So, anyways, hope you guys have a great day, great weekend, whatever it is. I'm currently waiting the Black Panther mounts coming out and the customized signs, and supposedly those multiplayer mounts. Looking forward to that. So, um, so guys, again, it's all about fun. Have it. You only live once. So, um, anyways, thanks for listening to this little speech or this little soapbox thing, and I'll see you guys in the spiral. GG.